What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. I know it's been a while since we've had a video up for you. Just life's been real busy. Haven't had a whole lot of time to be messing with the cars lately, but we are back in the garage. For today's video, we're gonna be working on this C7 Grand Sport. Guy brought the car in. He saw one of the older videos, actually. I had the black C7 Grand Sport in here. We did a set of Texas Speed headers on. He checked out the video, thought it was great, wanted to do the same setup on his car. So we got it up on the lift tonight, and we're gonna get started with disassembly. It's already pretty late. I think it's about 11, but I just want to get over here and get a couple hours in on the car, maybe do most of the disassembly tonight, and then come back tomorrow and crank out the rest of the work. So we're just gonna get grooving along here. We'll remove the tunnel plate here, get us access to the factory exhaust, pull the cats or the lower pipes out, separate them from the exhaust manifolds, take the factory mid pipe out, and then we also got to drain the oil, pull his lines out to get the headers up there, as well as this brace bar, and yeah, a little bit of disassembly to do, but we'll probably work from the bottom, get all this stuff disconnected, and then we'll go up to the top, the engine bay side, and remove the fuse box. Got a couple interferences to remove on there, but nothing. Alright guys, just want to give you a quick update where we're at. We basically have the teardown done. So we got the tunnel plate removed, the X pipe or H pipe, whatever you want to call it, the factory one. We got the lower pipes or the cap pipes disconnected, the manifolds disconnected, and in disconnecting the manifolds, especially on the passenger side, it's the most tricky because you got to remove the relay box, the fuse box, whatever you want to call it. A lot of the PCV crankcase ventilation stuff to get that out. So this is basically just loose, ready to drop out. I just don't feel like raising the car back up again tonight. Only thing left to do for disassembly is remove the 2 dry sump lines, which I'll do tomorrow. Might as well just leave the engine in the oil in the engine for tonight. No sense of draining that out right now. And yeah, so that's basically it. Oh, a couple little tricks I wanted to show that I didn't highlight in the last video, and I got some comments on with doing the Grand Sports. So for separating the cat pipe from the manifold, this is mainly the tool I'll use. Some of them you can access straight on with a 1/2-inch drive impact and just zing them off. But the ones that are tucked in, I use this 3H drive 15, and it's a deeper universal socket. So as you can see, it will slide up the nut with that extended stud, and you won't worry about that. And this is just a 3H drive extension, and then I put it on a longer bar 3H drive ratchet, and you'll be able to bust them loose. I also always hit them first with a little PB blaster just to get a lubrication on there, because those exhaust nuts are always relatively difficult to begin with. Even on a low mileage car like this, I think has around 7,000 miles, they're still kind of tough because they get heat cycled so many times. So this tool definitely helps out for that. Hey guys, this is just something I wanted to point out. I noticed when we took the tunnel plate off, you can see here, that's one of the, I guess they're kind of like nut certs. You know, they have an inserted thread there that the plate bolts up to, but you can see these were definitely way over torqued from the factory and actually started ripping the nut cert out. You can see how that one's flush. That's how they're supposed to be, and this was actually pulled into the metal of the tunnel plate. And there's a couple like that that are like pulled out, obviously from just being over torqued, I guess. I doubt this has ever been apart before, so that's kind of scary. That probably came from the factory that way. I would imagine that all these would generally be torqued using, you know, some type of automated torque wrench or like impact gun that stops once it reaches torque on an assembly line in the factory. But I don't know, that may not be the case. And you can even see in the plate, you see that hole there, it's all like kind of it's got a piece of the aluminum there. You can see that hole is straight and clean. And then I'm going to show you the plate that I have cut. I got it back from my other friend that had the black C7 Grand Sport that we did this job on, and he didn't have the Texas Speed plate, so we actually had to like notch this out to make it fit around the headers. So since he a few weeks later got his Texas Speed plate in, we swapped it out. So he had this one just at his house that's already cut. So I asked him if I could swap with him if he wasn't planning on using it or anything. He said, yeah, go ahead and pick it. And then we got all our stuff pretty much laid out here. As you can see, it's really not all that much. We got all the hardware bagged up and organized. We got our manifold bolts, stuff for the relay box. These are all the tunnel plate bolts, hanger stuff. I don't think we're going to reuse a lot of that. I think the kit's going to come with its own. We got the spark plug wires. I haven't even shown you guys the headers yet. So this is the box from Texas Speed. We got the headers. We got the X pipe. These are the pipes that made up to the mufflers. We've got GM OEM gaskets. Very important. You don't want to use cheapo aftermarket ones. Get the GM MLS ones. We got the O2 extension harnesses. We got all the clamps, and then these are the spacers for the tunnel plate. And if you Alright guys, we just finished up the project. As you can see through all the time-lapse footage, we pretty much took you through all the steps of doing the Texas speed headers for the C7 Grand Sport. There she is. We just took her around the block real quick, make sure we didn't have any weird rattles or anything like that. And I'm just checking the oil level now. We're doing our little 5-minute rest period before we check the dry sump, and this thing will be ready for pickup. And if you're looking for some sound of the headers and the exhaust, some like revs and flybys, I'm going to leave you a link in the description below for the other video we put together. We had, the owner's permission to run the car and everything like that, so he sent me some clips of videos of the car, and so you can hear what it's going to sound like. This car, I'm not gonna do that too. We just started it up, make sure there was no leaks, took it around the block nice and easy, make sure there's no rattles or anything with the exhaust. But this isn't my car to play around and test with. So if you want to see some more audio and clips like that of what the car is going to sound like once the headers are installed, definitely check that video out. That should help you out, aside from this just being really a install video.